What's up, guys? Another day, another dollar. Today's video topic is Tinder worse than porn. Look, man, I was a college freshman, sophomore. I did my time on Tinder. As sad as I am to say it, I did it. Overall, I would rather jump off a building, right, than download that fucking app again. I'll tell you what Tinder is, right? That's the app of settling because you're horny. You're so horny and down bad that you're settling for the most beat, and you find yourself in these situations, right? You can barely get hard. You're doing if you've ever struggled with like getting hard before, right? It's one-off things, right? But it's like you're like wiggling your dick around, you're like trying to stroke it, it's really awkward, you're like trying to explain yourself and shit. You know, it's like a weird bedroom, you know, there's rocks and shit everywhere, there's probably some like, I don't know, weird tapestry. You don't really know this person. The whole situation is a nightmare. But if you buy Tinder Gold, right, you're like, damn, like I ain't getting any matches or anything like that, right? You buy Tinder Gold just to like try and get yourself a little edge. Like, does anyone like me? They're all over 250. God, what am I doing? You know, you don't feel good afterwards. On top of that, everyone already has their qualms with hookup culture, you know, just racking up bodies for no reason. On top of that, it's like you're not only racking up bodies, but you're racking up mediocre bodies. I'll say you'll catch a big fish here and there. You know what I'm saying? You're casting your line out on the Tinder ocean. I'm saying majority of the time you're swiping right on shit you should not be swiping right on. You know, because if you're downloading the app, it's already like you're already kind of like, damn, I need something. Like, yeah, I'm already down bad as fuck. If you're a girl though, you're probably banned, because I know a lot of girls, at least in my school, were just putting their like Cash App, Venmo. They wouldn't even download Tinder to meet people. They would like set their age super high and then put their Cash App or their Venmo in the bio, right? Old dudes would send them money and then they would get banned. So now let's look at the other side of it, right? You got porn, okay? You got the whole porn depravity, which I've gone over multiple times, right? You start off, right? You're just watching normal vanilla Pornhub, right? You're stroking your shit, you're like, wow, this is awesome. I love porn. Now you've been doing that for a couple weeks. You're like, ah, this is boring, right? You get into like BDSM and tied up, squirting, double penetration, all that shit. All right? It's the kind of thing that gets worse and worse. Before you know it, you're in like fucking futanari femboy hentai. Not saying I've ever been there, but I heard that's how bad it gets. You're like almost gay. That's how bad, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like at the bottom of it, right? At the bottom, you've gone through so much, you're just like, let me watch gay porn. And then you watch gay porn and now you're gay, you know, because now nothing turns you on. You're reading Wattpad. You're fucking watching double fisting. You know what I'm saying? And then you take a step back and look at what you're watching for a second and you're like, what the fuck is going on? So, here's your options as a single person who can't find a boyfriend or a girlfriend. You got hookup culture, Tinder hookup culture, just like overall hookup culture in general. Fucking people that you really shouldn't be like fucking, you know what I'm saying? People that are like, oh, you know what I'm saying? And then you got porn depravity. Okay? Best option, I guess, if you're single is focus on yourself, don't watch porn, right? Beat off every day. But like, let's be realistic, man. You still gotta beat off. I mean, all the no-fat people, they're trying their best, but like, that shit cannot be healthy. I mean, it works for some people, but here's my thing. How many times has anything ever productive gotten done when you're horny? You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm not beating off ever, how the fuck am I supposed to do anything productive when all I think about is how hard my dick is? I haven't beat off in fucking weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit gets in your mind. You ever been so horny you literally cannot sleep at night? You literally cannot sleep at night because your dick is so hard. And it's like, how the fuck am I supposed to live my life like this? And people are telling me it's beneficial. I have been hard for like 6 hours. I should be in the hospital right now. You know those like Viagras and shit where they say if you're hard for more than 4 hours, you need to go immediately to the hospital? You could do that shit at any time. Just do nofap. You know what I'm saying? But then you're sitting there, right, doing imagination beating, like what I call it. When you don't watch porn, you use your imagination, right? But after maybe like a week of that, it turns into a chore. You know what I'm saying? It's almost hard to come up with new imaginary scenarios. On top of that, you gotta lock the fuck in on your imagination, because if you even get slightly distracted, right, from the scenario that you're imagining yourself in, right? Let's say you're imagining yourself like fucking a 10 out of 10 baddie three-way, right? You're getting sucked off, right? You gotta really picture that image, because if you even get slightly distracted, it'll fuck up the whole flow. So it's almost like exhausting to hold this mental image in my mind over watching porn. You know what I'm saying? And you know, maybe I'm sitting here, right, telling you guys like, oh, because I've had bad experiences with Tinder, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm getting into some stories from back in the day, but I really don't want to relive them. Like shit like that, like, you know what I'm saying? Or like awkward dates, you know, those are never great. You know, it's like, you realize you guys have zero common interests, and you're kind of just sitting there, you know, and it's like, you know, it's like this girl likes to, you know, go bird watching, and I can't relate to that. You know, like, I'm not saying it's bad, but it's just, this is not. You end up swiping right on the manager of Sonic, right? She's like 28, and you gotta pick her up from work after, like, she's like, hey, could you pick me up from Sonic? You know, I'm working late today. And you're sitting in the Sonic parking lot, like, what the fuck? Like, what am I doing? Maybe girls have a different experience on there, you know? I would genuinely rather, like, fucking jump off the Golden Gate Bridge than download that app again, personally, right? But, and you know what else they do on Tinder? It's like, you're swiping through, like, and look, I don't like calling people ugly, you know what I'm saying? I know, like, look, a lot of girls don't like big Hispanic looking motherfuckers, even though I'm not Hispanic, right? Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. But I swear to God, I'll have 15 minutes of just straight, like, fucking, see, I don't want to be mean, like, big as shit. Alright, I'm just gonna, fat as fuck. Okay, fat as fuck, fucked up teeth, all that shit, right? Which is like a bare minimum for me is like in shape, you know, slightly pretty. You know, I'm not asking for like Kim K, or wait, that's a bad example. Super hot celebrity, right? But you know what I'm saying, like bare minimum, like shit, right? And then as soon as I run out of swipes, they hit me with that fucking oh, like buy more, and all of them are bad as shit. These are like this top picks. You gotta pay money, and I'm like, bro, where the fuck was that on my feed? Like, I know, so it's like Tinder knows they exist, right? But they just want to feed you like the fucking, you know what I'm saying? So you spend more money. But then with the porn thing, right? It's like sitting in your room beating off to porn every day. You know, it's like you're stuck between a fucking rock and a hard place. The answer, I guess, is go through the suffering of imagination beating, and then go meet some girls in real life through like natural means. Like go to like a fucking thing that you're interested in and talk to somebody. Okay, that's really your only option nowadays. Dating in 2024 already sucks, you know. And so it's like sometimes I can't even blame people with the hookup culture shit. But yeah, so like I'm like I don't know, man, I can't even blame you. I mean, look at the alternative, you know. It's like you got, and plus the dating scene 2024 is like, and some people, right, a lot of people got like trauma from getting cheated on all the time and shit, which like you could sit here and be like, yeah, like getting cheated on is better than racking up bodies, right? But at the same time, bro, if you've ever been cheated on or gotten your heart shattered or whatever, I mean, that shit's traumatic as fuck. So can you really sit here and objectively be like, all right, this person's like fucking random people, obviously also not good, but like no one wants to go through that shit again, you know what I'm saying? So I can't even blame anybody. You know? Either way, right? Either way, hookup culture versus porn, which is worse? I don't know. Genuinely, I don't know. I think they're both bad. I think the options nowadays, and people are looking at like the amount of people getting like together and the amount of successful relationships now, and everything's lower, you know, and it makes you think, like, is the internet actually making it worse? Maybe. I think so. You know, so yeah, that's the topic of today. You know, I'm still trying to get back into everything. Like, I gotta make reels again and shit. You know, so like I'm gonna start trying to make reels again. All my shit, my Instagram's got a violation. Nobody sees that shit because they don't allow it anymore, because I hit the recommendation violation. But I super love making these videos for y'all. And I mean, fuck it, man. I just making videos and shit. So yeah, I hope this was informative for you. Use code Horsemeet on YOUNGLA and CRUE. Oh, you can kind of see the sleeve a little bit more today. Still not done, but yeah, I was getting compliments and shit, so I was kind of gassing me, but a lot of people still just like, oh, you're gay, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, I hope you guys are having a phenomenal day. I'm gonna get back into it. I'm gonna get more consistent. I gotta you know, do stuff. So I like making these videos, you know. It's the tips that I've been bored of for like 6 months, unless something like really great hits me, you know. If something really great hits me, I'll make a tip video, like the depression tip stuff. But you know, it's been a while, you know. I've been doing that shit for a long time, you know, and I've been kind of bored of it for like 6 months. So unless something great hits me once again, so I gotta just sit there and meditate until I get struck with something fucking gas. I will catch you in the next one. Peace.